What a beautiful day. Gorgeous spring morning. It's about day 12 of isolation. And welcome to this next yoga class that I prepared for Gotcha Yoga Dance and Fitness. My name is Laurie and I'll be taking you through a class or a similar class to what I do on my Sunday morning peaceful warrior class. I've chosen to be outside today because I'm finding that breath is a very important part of my growing awareness these days. There's a direct correlation between our breath and the impact that has on the nervous system. Traffic, that's not distracting you. Just take a deep breath in and release with a sigh. So I will be focusing on breath in today's class, trying to exercise the muscles that work around the breath. And an old teacher of mine many years ago, Osho, said that nothing is gained without consciousness. And my understanding of that is that when we make aspects of our experience conscious, then we start to develop nuance of subtlety and understanding about those actions that doing them very well unconsciously doesn't really empower them. So if you're breathing unconsciously right now, even though the breath is keeping you alive, it's not impacting the nervous system in a way that maximizes your potential. So find a comfortable seated position. I recommend you have blocks if you can. Again, you can improvise if you don't have blocks. Use a couple of cans of baked beans. And come to a comfortable seated position, hips elevated. Rock from side to side, make sure the hips feel stable. And then Rolodex the hips forward and backwards. Find a perpendicular spine. Lift through the back of the skull lifts. Stand on the sit bones, roll the shoulders back and down. Palms facing. Start to deepen each new breath. And let the breath start to move into your three-part yoga breath. And focus on the exhale. As you exhale, squeeze up the draw the navel back towards the spine. Relax the belly to inhale. Exhale, squeeze empty. Relax the belly to inhale. Let each new breath deepen. Relax the belly to inhale. Feel the belly expand. Keep breathing in until you feel the ribs move in all directions. Expand. Exhale. Squeeze in. Relax the belly to inhale. Keep breathing in. Feel the ribs expand. Feel the core lift. Exhale, release, squeeze empty. So making this expanded breath, Yoga Pranayama, a little more conscious, feeling the muscular action, avoiding straining. If you find yourself straining to deepen the breath, breathe with a little more ease. Start to add movement to the breath. On the next inhale, float the arms above the squat, bring the hands into prayer position. Exhale, float the hands down to the knees. to coordinate breath and movement. Inhale, lift up, feel that stretch in the front of the body. And then exhale, dropping the hands, starting to round the back. Feel the stretch. Continue to move with the breath. Move cadence. Worried about my key. Worried about anything else. Option to close the eyes so you feel this is a meditation. Movement sensation. Next time you inhale, lift up, hold up, reach up, hold the breath. Hold the breath in until you need to release. Keep holding the breath. Feel the sensations that flow. Feel the hunger to release that breath. When you finally need to release that breath, let go of everything. Let the hands flow back to the thighs, palms face upwards. And notice how that breath retention has brought your attention inwards. Change the ratio of breath, you change the impact on the nervous system. If your inhales are longer than your exhales, you energize the system. We'll be working on that today. And your exhales exceed the inhales and relax and soothe the nervous system. We'll also be working on that today. Inhale and exhale ratios are equal. Back into your hands, change the force of the legs, and then come into a passive forward fold. Back into the chair. Let the arms reach out. And feel the sensations for a moment. Feel the sensations. And rather than analyze the sensations, rather than create a story about the sensations in the body, can you bring the breath into the sensations as if the breath in is taking you on a journey into those sensations? And as you reach into those sensations, can you reach the hands out a little further, creating a little more sensation in that forward fold? Spread the fingers nice and widely. Push the finger pads down as if they're suction caps, and then pull yourself onto your knees. Have your blocks at the top of the mat. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. If you need padding under the knees, use a blanket. Spread the fingers comfortably wide and press down equally around the edges of the hand. Roll the elbows in and forward as if you're squeezing something into your armpits. And as you do, lift the eyes and look ahead, and notice as you lift the eyes how the pelvis tilts forward and lifts the tailbone. Sacred cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the navel in, let the shoulder blades around, drop the chin to the chest, rounding the back. And continue to coordinate those two movements with your breathing. So let the breathing guide the movement. Keep your attention on the breath, moving with each new breath. If you know the Ujjayi breath, the ocean sounding breath, layer that on. Letting the sounds
work with you. On the next inhale, lift that left hand to the sky, and then exhale, thread it underneath, feeling that rotation in the body. Let the weight come down onto the shoulder and the back of the arm. And then inhale, press into the right hand, lift up, rotate towards the sky again. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Continue that movement with the breath. And the next time you thread, hold. Hold the thread. Let the side of the body press down into the mat, side of the head. Now, if the side of the head doesn't fit comfortably, use a block to rest the side of the head against the block. If it's a can of baked beans, that won't be so comfortable. Press down, lift that right hand to the sky if you can, and look up towards the sky. Reach up. Drop that hand behind the back. Come into a half bind, and in that half bind, inhale, lift that right shoulder up and look a little more towards the sky, and then exhale, release. Pulsing the shoulder, inhale, lift, reach back, look up, exhale, release. Once more, and release. Slowly unwind, right hand down to the mat, come back to cat and cow, and notice the contrast between the left and the right sides of the body. Pause, come to stillness, lift the right hand towards the sky this time, and then thread that needle, bringing the head down against the mat or a block. Inhale, lift up, look up, reach up, and just notice as you move with each repetition that the range of motion might start to extend. Notice the sensations, and once again, use the breath as your priority of focus. Avoid building a story about the sensations you feel, and always work in the pain-free range of motion. The next time you come down to the mat, pause and hold. Press that right arm into the mat. Then inhale, lift the left hand towards the sky. Feel the sensations through the shoulder blades, through the shoulder, through the neck. And if you can, gently bend that left elbow and bring the left shoulder back. Exhale, release. Inhale, open, and pulse between those two movements. Opening with the inhale, exhaling, relaxing. On the next time down, release. Bring the hand underneath you, and then come back onto the shins. As you come back onto the shins, inhale, reach the hands forward. Exhale, reach the hands forward and wrap around an imaginary tree. Big wrap. Feel the flexion in the spine. Feel the shoulder blades come apart. And then sweep the hands around along the horizon. Follow the direction of one hand until they reach and clasp behind the back. Push the knuckles down. Lift the ribs up. Push the knuckles back so you start to feel a stretch sensation through the pectoral muscle in the chest and also the anterior deltoids of the shoulders. Can you feel that total stretch in the front of the body? Now start to lift the hands away from the earth, away from the tailbone. Intensify that stretch. Feel the sensations. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll the belly down the thighs, letting the forehead come down to your mat. Lift the hands towards the sky. If you feel comfortable, lift the hips a little more and let the chin come to the chest. Crown of the head floats on your mat. Lift the hands a little more. Feel the sensations. Yoga Mudra. With all that sensation, with all that contraction in the abdominals, can you continue to focus on the breath? On the next inhale, roll back to the forehead. Let the belly press against the thighs and lift the head up like a turtle's neck coming out, the turtle's head coming out of the shell, and then roll back up. Just for a little bit longer, extend those knuckles behind you. Lift the hand, shoulders back, chest opens up. Then exhale, release, let those hands come all the way back, palms face upward. Close the eyes. Notice the breath. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes of the feet. Lift the knees and press the hips back into a bent knee, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers widely. Press down with the finger pads. Feel the outside of the hands taking the weight equally all the way around. Now lengthen the neck so that it's in line with the spine, so you're not ducking the chin and you're not lifting the chin. Push the hips back a little further. Feel the shoulder blades open up. Try to wrap the shoulder blades around to the chest, opening up. Lengthen through the arms and then start to press the heels back towards the mat. If the legs don't straighten, that's okay, as long as you keep those hips back. Downward facing dog. In downward dog, come back to your breath. Feel the intensity. Keep working the sensations in downward dog. On the next inhale, lift the right foot behind you so that it's in line with the spine. So you're not rotating the hip upwards. You're just pushing back. Now lift that foot, open the hip, come into the Eiffel Tower reach. As you reach that foot up, open the hip up as much as you can. And then bend that knee and bring that foot all the way towards that right wrist. Drop the left knee. Inhale, reaching up, kneeling warrior. If you can, press the back toes down. Square the hips up. Inhale, float the hands into the sky. Spread the hands. Feel that stretch. Whoop, little loss of balance there. So to avoid that loss of balance, keep engaged in the buttocks. Squeeze the buttocks. Squeeze the inner and outer thighs of those legs to help stable. Push down with that left foot. Inhale, float the hands out to the side. 2 thumbs up, warrior. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now keeping those arms linear in a straight line. Start to rotate to the right. Left hand comes front. If you're pregnant, go the other way. Now squeeze the inner thighs. Look back at that back thumb. Feel the sensations in the belly. A lot going on in the belly. Can you focus on the breath? Focus on the breath. Inhale, unwind. Reach up. Now this time, curl the toes of the back foot. Lift the back knee. So now you're in a deep runner's lunge. Push back through that back heel. Check that right knee doesn't collapse. Right knee is pointing over those toes. Toes and knees pointing in the same direction. Strengthen the legs. Strengthen the buttocks. Exhale, float the hands out to the side. 2 thumbs up, warrior. Come back to the breath. Once again, try that rotation towards the right. Left hand comes forward. Right hand comes back. Slowly unwind. Now notice what's happening as the sensations build and you hold this. Can you come back to the breath? Float the hands behind you. Clasp the hands behind you. Lift those hands up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Now open the chest. Now you can stay here and just feel those sensations, or hinge forward, letting the head come down towards that front foot, lifting the hands up over the head. Feeling the sensations. Inhale, slowly bring the hands to the earth. Step that right foot back, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together, lift the left foot up, push out through that left heel. Keeping the hips level for now. And then open the hips into your Eiffel Tower. Reach up. Big reach. High reach, reach a little more. Then big step forward. Left foot comes to that left wrist. Drop the right knee. Ground down. Engage the thighs, engage the glutes, engage the legs. Let the lower body become very stable. Inhale. Float the hands up. Hands spread wide. And just explore here for a little moment as you reach a little higher. Can you feel the stretch sensation in that right thigh, right hip flexor? Float the hands out to the side. 2 thumbs up warrior. Squeeze the buttocks. Keep the stability as you come into the rotation. Right hand forward unless you're pregnant. Bring that left hand back. Watch that left knee doesn't pop out. Keep engaging that left inner thigh. Reach. Slowly unwind and reach up. Keep the focus on the breath. Sensations build. Curl the toes of the right foot. Now be very stable here as you lift that right knee. Lift that right knee. Press out through the right heel. A little more so you keep that tension. Engage the buttocks. Focus on the breath. 2 thumbs up warrior. Right thumb forward. Left thumb back. Feel that rotation. Inhale, unwind, reach up. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Step to the top of the mat, forward fold. I'm going to orientate a little differently so you can see me. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Reach up, hands together. Clasp the hands. Reverse the palms to heaven. Push up, push down through the heels. Push down through the heels so you feel the front of the body engage. You feel the quadriceps engage. You feel the abdominals engage. Push through the heels, lift the back of the skull, and lift the hands. Exhale, release, and float down. So the next work we'll do is focusing mainly on the breath, where the inhales will be greater than the exhales in terms of duration, length of time. We'll be doing 3 inhales and 1 exhale. We'll be moving the body vigorously as we do that. It's called breath of joy, for those who know it. And there will be sound optional depending on your comfort zone with making sound. So often in the ancient practices of yoga, sound was used as part of a way to become more enlivened, more present, more meditative. This is a very enlivening sound. It comes from the hara, it comes from the solar plexus, and it's a sharp exhale that goes ha, ha, a little like the martial arts. At the end of the sequence, we're going to do 15 rounds. At the end of the sequence, Inhale into lion's breath. So how do you do that? You inhale through the nose, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you stick the tongue out, open the eyes wide, and open the hands out to the wide. So it's a deep clearing of the throat area of the body. So this breath really is a way to open up from the belly right up to the throat. I like to use it. I feel a big difference if I ever feel low self-esteem. I find this area of the body starts to shut down. My throat shuts down, the heart and the solar plexus. So this is a great way to open up that channel. So I'll start slowly. We're going to do 15 rounds, finishing with lion's breath. So inhale, 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 exhale. In, 2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more. 14. Last one. Big inhale. Open the eyes wide. Open the mouth. Stick the tongue out. Exhale. Float the hands down. Close the eyes and notice the impact. Notice the vibrance that you feel in the nervous system. Notice the sensations in the shoulder joints. A lot of work in the shoulder joints there. Moving the shoulders. And then see if you can bring your attention back to the breath. Notice if the breath has changed. How it's flowing without effort. We'll do one more round of 15 breaths of joy followed with lion's breath. I might be going a little faster this time. If you can keep up, keep up. Let's go. Hold, big breath in, stick the tongue out, lion's breath. Exhale, float the hands beside the body. Come to stillness. Notice. Resist the temptation to analyze or judge. Just notice. Notice that area around the solar plexus, belly, heart, throat. And then stand sideways on the mat. Rotate the feet slightly inwards. Engage the legs, strong legs. Press down through the heel bones. Push the hips back. Lengthen through the spine. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Bring the hands underneath the heart. And then walk the hands out into a wide-legged downward dog. Extend through the arms. Let the shoulder blades wrap around towards the chest. Feel the back of the legs. Walk the hands back. Now bend the right knee. As you bend the right knee, start to sink the sit bones back towards the right heel. The left heel against the ground, toes pointing up towards the sky. Feel that stretch. Now this back heel, mine's lifted at the moment as I warm up into this stretch. And the goal will be to bring that right heel down to the mat. Switch sides. and you might find one side is already different. Switch. You can use the hands to switch from side to side, or you can keep the hands lifted. Switch. Switch. And then come back to neutral. Heel toe the feet out towards, and bring the head down towards the ground. Come back to the breath. Feel the sensations. Some of you might want to do a little inversion here, a little headstand. If you like to, you can. It's not something I normally teach my class. Make sure if you're doing a headstand that you've done this before. Feeling toes reach to heaven. Slight engagement in the abdominals. And then slowly come back to earth. And then slowly come on up. Bring the feet together. Inhale, hands out to the side, palms face up. Now imagine you have a candle burning in each hand and you want to hold the candle steady. Take the weight into the right leg, strengthen the right leg, and lift the left knee. Lift the left knee and hold steady. Keep the candle steady. Keep that right leg steady. And then if you like, you can start to extend that right leg, left leg, out, toes curl up. Spread the toes. Keep the candle steady. Keep the breath steady. Exhale, slowly release. Let the candles go. Close the eyes and feel the sensations. Inhale, take the weight into that opposite leg. Float the hands out to the side, palms face up. Hold the candles. Good posture. Slowly lift that opposite knee. Feel the steadiness. Feel the breath. Feel the mental focus. Exhale, extending. Right leg out. Toes curled back. Focus on the breath. Slowly allow it to dissolve. Exhale, release. Once again, standing on the long edge of the mat, extend the feet nice and wide. Feet slightly pigeon-toed. Rotate that left foot out. Left foot, left knee facing towards the top of the mat. Right foot in line with that back heel. Bend that front knee. Push back through that back heel. Legs strong and engaged. Now bring that left shoulder, the back shoulder back. Float that back hand out parallel to the ground. Make sure that that front knee hasn't collapsed. And then lift the front hand. Feel Warrior 2. Focus on Warrior 2. Keeping Warrior 2 strong, drop that back hand against the thigh. Reverse the palm to heaven. And then lift that palm up over the head, reaching back. Feel that dancing rainbow warrior. Exhale, float down. Reach the hands forward as far as you can. Front arm rests on that thigh, right top hand, back hand goes up and over the body and lengthen as if you're creating a beautiful straight line between that top hand and that back foot. Hand, arm, shoulder, ribs, hip, knee, ankle, all in one beautiful straight line. Side angle pose. Inhale, come back. Warrior two. And then straighten that front leg. Rotate, extend the hips back, and come into a well-deserved pause here. Let everything go. Let everything go. Slightly bend the knees, drop the buttocks a little bit. Use your thighs, use your glutes, use your legs to allow the top of the body to float back up. So we're not using the back to lift ourselves, we're using the legs, the thighs, and the glutes. These very powerful lower muscles that were designed to do that. Slightly pigeon toe the feet, rotate the opposite foot 90 degrees towards the back of the mat, and then bending the knee. Look back at that back foot. You want that back foot to either be parallel with the edge of the mat or slightly inward. Make sure that front knee doesn't collapse inwards. Bring that back shoulder back, hand parallel to the earth. Rotate the head. Float that hand out, parallel. Feel Virabhadrasana 2. I like to call it Proud Warrior. Breathe, bring your attention back to the breath with all that sensation. Now drop the back hand as you do. Reverse the front palm up towards the sky. Rainbow and reach. Rainbow and reach. Rainbow and reach. Feel that dancing warrior. Inhale, come back. Warrior two. Now reach forward. Drop that front hand and reach over, reach over, reach over. Side angle. One beautiful line. Lengthen through the arm. Spread the hand. Push back through that back calcaneus, that heel bone. Press back. Inhale. Come back. Warrior two. Straighten that leg. Push back. And drop the heels. And then jump the feet towards each other and come into a little low squat. Now ideally you want the heels down. You can always use the blocks to sit on here. And just feel that low squat. So if you're on the blocks, what I'm going to recommend is you allow yourself just simply to lean just a quarter of an inch forward and backward. Start to feel how that brings sensation and aliveness into the hips. If you're already on the heels, bring the hands together in prayer and push the elbows against the inner thighs. Open up those hips. Drop the sit bones. Draw the shoulders back so you're not rounding here. You're really trying to get that long spine. For a little more intensity, if you like, you can take the left hand out to the left foot and grab the top of the foot, right hand to the right foot. So you can notice your elbow joint is right against the knee hinge. Avoid overextending the elbow joint here if you're hyperextensive. Just keep a little bend in the elbow joint and then push that elbow joint against the knee hinge. Drop the sit bones. Lift the ribs. Shoulders roll back. Feel the squeeze between the shoulder blades. Lift the corners of the mouth as if you're enjoying it. And then come back to the breath. How is it to focus on the breath in the midst of so much sensation? Exhale, release. Come down to the sit bones. And stand the feet hip width distance or shoulder width distance apart on the mat. Grab the back of the thighs. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Hold the shoulders back and down. Bring all your attention down to that area between the knees and the navel. That whole area. The thighs, the buttocks, hip flexors, abdominals, back muscles. And then slowly lift the feet. Find a balance point. Keep your attention on the breath, on the balance. Curl the toes back. Feel the air against the base of the foot. Slowly extend the legs. Extend the legs into your boat pose. Release the hands, palms face upwards. Focus on the breath as you feel the intensity. Feel the sensations. Upper body relaxed, shoulders, neck, face. Haha. Lower body's working hard. And then slowly release. Come down to the mat very, very gradually, slowly. Let everything dissolve. Let everything dissolve. Feel the body let go. So part of our practice is effort. And that effort needs to be balanced out with ease, sweetness. It's important not to become rigid with the yoga to the point that you carry harshness in the body. Allow the body to be flooded with ease, softness, letting go, disillusion. Gently bend the knees. Stand the feet on the mat, hip width or shoulder width apart. Lift the toes, push down with the heels. As you do, feel the low back press into the mat. Keep the knees steady, keep the knees parallel. Avoid flaring out the knees or squeezing them together. Squeeze the buttocks, push down with the heels. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips to earth. Work with your breath here. Inhale, lifting as high as you can. Exhaling as you lower. Inhale, lift. If you'd like, lift the hands and bring the hands so that the fingernails rest on the ground behind you. Exhale, float the hands back, lower the hips. Let the palms come to the earth beside the hips. Inhale, lift hips, lift the arms, reach back. Float, lower the hips. Float the hands back, palms down beside the hips. Try 2 more in your own time, feeling the sensation. You'll feel the sternum come all the way up to the chin. The next time you lift, hold, hands back. Lift the hips a little higher, engage the buttocks, squeeze the glutes, so that they help support the hamstrings. So lift a little higher, lengthen the tailbone, push the knees a bit down so you feel a belly, feel a stretch in the abdominals. breath breathe you without any control. But remain witness to your breath. Remain conscious to your breath. Feel the sensations of the breath. Avoid analyzing and judging. Allow the breath to flow. Gently roll to one side and press up into a seated position. Find something to sit on if you can. Let the sit bones come up. Establish a stable seat where you can rock from side to side. Rolodex the hips forward and backwards. Lengthen through the ribs. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Palms face up. And this time with the breath, we're going to explore where the exhale is longer than the inhale. Where we move from a high energizing and vitalizing of the system to a relaxation, a calming, a slowing of the heartbeat, a lowering of blood pressure. Inhale gently through the nose. And as you exhale, exhale through the mouth, pursing the lips. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling through pursed lips. Inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through pursed lips, start to slow the exhale down. Let it become very, very gentle. Very soft. Allow the inhale to be natural, yet delicious. Exhaling softly through pursed lips. Let the inhale be soft, natural, as if you're smelling the fragrance of a beautiful rose, a beautiful flower, the ocean air, the forest. Fill the lungs with that fragrance, and then exhale gently through pursed lips. Inhale, fill with fragrance, deliciousness. Exhale gently, like you'd be blowing gently onto the face of a little baby to cool it down, but without disturbing it. Inhale, filling. Exhale, slow release. The longer the release, the gentler the release, the more the heartbeat slows down. Inhaling that fragrance, soft, full, gentle breath. Exhaling ever so slowly. Ever so slowly. Now, if you'd like at this stage, you can let yourself come down into Shavasana, letting everything dissolve. If you'd like to remain breathing, sitting, meditating, keep that option open as well. And if you're ready to move on to the next activity of the day, it's time to move on. Let that option be open as well. Feel all these options at the end of your practice. Thank you for being there. Namaste.